Okay, hello everyone. Let's work through Unseen 137 with one another. Go through this first section, then we will put together. Quod si tanta cupiditas te longioris aevitenet cogita nihil eorum quae ab oculis abeunt, et in rerum naturam ex qua prodierunt ac mox processorus sunt reconduntur consumi. But if such a desire, this is one of my favourite unseens, this is here Seneca talking about life and death, but specifically about why we should not fear death, the cycle of life, if you want. The circle of life is a very cheesy way of referring to it, but cycles that we've got here. But if such a desire, quod si, but if such a desire, cupiditas there in the nominative, of a longioris avi, of a longer life, tenet, grasps you, tenet te, the accusative there, grasps you, cogita, consider, imperative, cogita, consider that, and as soon as I see a word like considering, I'm thinking to myself, it could be followed by an accusative. It is going to be followed by an accusative infinitive. Consider that nothing is the object here. So it's going to be the subject of my indirect statement. Consider that nothing, and it's actually consumi. It goes all the way down to the end of the sentence. Consider that none of eorum, that none of those things, quae, which vanish, which abeunt, which vanish from our eyes, quae the relative pronoun, consider that none of those things which vanish from our eyes, et and prodierunt, are restored in the, and reconduntur is here, and all the way down in this clause, and reconduntur, and are restored in the naturam rerum, in the fabric of the cosmos, in the fabric of the universe, ex qua, from which they came, ac mox, and soon they are processor, future participle, and soon are going to come again, consumi, here it is again, consumi, the indirect statement bit, the indirect statement infinitive, consider that none of those things which disappear from our eyes, consumi, are consumed. Desinunt ipsta rather, non pereunt et mors quam pertimiscemus, et recusamos intermittit, vitam non eripit, veniet iterum qui nos in lucem reponat. They cease, desinunt ista, they cease, non pereunt, they do not perish, et mors, and death, quam, which we pertimiscemus, which we fear, and we shrink away from, recusamus, intermittit, interrupts life. Non eripit, it does not steal it away. Iterum dies veniet, the day will come again, qui, which reponat, replaces nos, us, in the sunlight. Such a beautiful image. I was very glad when Lorena suggested that we do this this bit of Seneca, this particular unseen. What a beautiful final image. The day will come again which replaces us in the sunlight. We ought, debet, it behooves us. We ought, rediturus, as we are about to return, to exire, to go away with an aequo animo, with a calm mind. As Meg pointed out yesterday, we could just say calmly. We ought to go away calmly, about to return, as we're going to return. Observar, imperative, observe orbem rerum in se remeantium. Observe the cycle orbem of matters remeantium, returning in se upon itself. Remeantium there, present participle in the genitive plural. Videbus, you will see that nihil, we've got another verb of saying or thinking, so another indirect statement. You will see that nothing, you will see first of all the nihil extingui. You will see that nothing to be extinguished, present passive infinitive. You will see that nothing is extinguished in this world, but that it surgere, but that it rises, and descendere, and falls, vicibus, in turn. Aestas abit, sed alter illam annus aducet, hiems cecidit, referant illam sui menses, solem nox obruit, sed ipsam statum dies abiget. Here we're linking, I suppose, the cyclical nature of life and death with the seasons, the climate, the summer and the winter, night and day. The summer leaves, aestas, the nominative abit. The summer goes away, said alter, but another aducet leads, illam, but an alter annus, but another year leads, illam, leads it back. Hiems, the winter has passed, the winter has died, but the winter has passed. Sui menses, but its own months, sui menses, the nominative there, referent illam, Look at each of the endings, look at each of the cases. But its own months bring it back, will restore it. Nox obruit, the night blocks out the sun, said, but the dies, but the day, abiget, future, but the day drives it away immediately. Stellarum iste discursus quicquid praeterit repetit, pars caeli levator assiduae pars meritur. The wandering stars, discursus, that wandering of the stars, praeterit, goes back, quicquid altogether. Literally whatever wandering of stars there is goes past, but the wandering stars, all quicquid praeterit, goes past, and repetit, and comes back. Pars caeli, part of the sky, levator, is raised constantly, pars mergator, both of these passive levator mergators. Part is plunged down. Denique finem faciam si, hoc unum adiecero. Finally, I will stop, so I will stop. Si, if I adjecero, if I can add this one thing. Nec infantes, nec pueros, nec mente lapsos timere mortem, et esse turpisum, si eam securitatem nobis ratio non praesat, ad quam stultitia perducit. It's very windy outside. You can probably hear all of the wind and the rain. Neither infants, nec infantes, nec pueros, nor children. You might ask yourselves, why are the infantes, but more specifically the pueros, there obviously in the accusative? And the answer is that this is still part of the indirect statement that we had in the previous bit. If I can say this one thing, that neither, so it's accusative, infinitive, lots of indirect statements here, that neither infants nor children, nor the, I'm afraid, sort of rather unfortunately phrased, lapsed in mind. There was a wonderful hospital nearby where I grew up, in Wimbledon, that we would drive past, and it said that it was the home for the mentally incurable. I remember always thinking that was an appalling way of referring to things. Anyway, I'm sure that it's not allowed to say that anymore. Neither infants nor children nor madmen fear death. So this is all accusative because it's going to be followed by the timere, by the infinitive, that neither infants nor children nor madmen fear death. And that it is still accusative infinitive, still indirect statement, and that it is most shameful if reason is the subject here, ratio, nominative, if reason does not praestat, does not provide eam, that security for us, nobis, quam, which stultitia, which their foolishness, perducit, leads them to, provides for them. It's an interesting, final, wonderful philosophical argument that if kids and mad people don't fear death, then we, being infinitely superior to kids and mad people, should surely have the benefits of our reason, suggesting to us there is no need to fear death. How beautiful that language, the cycle of the seasons and the night and the day, how beautiful that is, and how appropriate, I suppose, at this stage in our career, that we see things not as the end necessarily, but as the start of something even better. Well done, Seneca, and well done, Professor Costa, my tutor at university, who was so wonderful and caring and good at talking about Seneca. Nice little memory of him here. All right, well done, everyone. I'll see you next lesson.